All right. Hello, everybody. This is
Yo,
Alex from Psychostick. Let us
that's me.
know. Let us know if you can hear us fine. It looks like on my end on the mixer it looks good. So there we go. Alex, how you been, man?
I've been pretty good. Yeah, I've been staying busy. I mean, all things considered,
Yeah.
I'm healthy. I'm in work. I have work. Just
Yeah.
really ask for more than that right now.
I hear that. Yes, I've had a lot of downtime, but a lot of some bands here and there, some venues here and there are doing like live stream stuff, like even Psycho Stick just got asked to do one and stuff like that. And I got like I Am, that band I Am that I work with.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard the name. I don't think I've actually checked them out yet.
You should. I think you'd really like them.
I should write that down because
Do you like Power Trip and stuff like that? You ever listen to Power Trip?
a little bit.
It's like
Honestly, yeah,
old
like
school
way.
Metallica. That's how I like to describe like Power Trip and shit and like that. It's like old school Metallica with a new twist to it,
Okay.
like Kill 'Em All era.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So if you like that Metallica, you'd like
I
Power
have my
Trip.
running list of metal bands to check out for bands.
Yes. It's mostly what kind of metal? I mean, you love Pig Destroyer from the shirt.
Yeah, I thought it was a shirt. Just like I'm talking to Dan DeFonce. I gotta help
I'm
somebody
wearing a
that's got.
dog shirt.
Yeah. Um, before I get to that, like I
Yeah.
see the screen still has the broadcaster has indicated the channel is intended for mature audiences. That just means it's like behind, or should I like?
Oh, you could just. What do you mean? It says that on the front?
Yeah, maybe I'm just not.
Are
Oh,
you...
I haven't started watching. I'm so good at this.
Alex is not the
So
one
now
that
I need to
handles the Twitch
focus.
for the band. It's a whole new world, dude. Like learning all this Twitch stuff was like, I mean, obviously a learning curve. Like all this stuff I had to get. Because
Right.
before I had an iMac, and that sucked to stream on, to be honest with you.
On an iMac?
Yeah, it was like not. It was just laggy and just like not consistent, and something would change every time. Like I'd plug in my mic, and then it would be like a different setting I would have to use. I don't know.
Oh,
It was stupid. So anyway, I sold the iMac and I got a PC.
there you go.
I was like, fuck this. If I'm gonna do this, because with me, like if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. I have to do it right.
Hmm.
I want it to be good right off the bat, right out the gate. So it's like I was just like, well, I'm just gonna sell this iMac and just get this like gaming PC, which wasn't that much. It was very reasonable priced, and yeah, learned it all. A bunch of friends that stream taught me how to do it, and still learning shit.
Yeah, like you called me on the weekends, like, how do I do it? And I'm like, I don't know. You put the
You
plug
put
into
this here.
the screen, and
There's
you just
so
start.
many different things. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. But it's been fun. But anyway, yeah, like what kind of, I mean, obviously you like Pig Destroyer. I know you like grind. I've known this about
Yeah.
you.
So my musical tastes are becoming increasingly diverse as we go along. But I
Yeah.
started out with like metal, with just like everybody else when they're in their teens.
Hmm.
In the '90s at least, I was like into the Corns and the Slipknots
Same.
and bands like that, and that's kind of what introduced me to metal. And then I started. Do you remember the Tattoo the Earth convention
Oh
in
man, yeah.
2000?
Yeah, I have that compilation album. I bought
Yeah,
it.
seeing freaking Nothing Face and
Oh,
Hatebreed and bands like that. I'm like,
great lineup.
this is cool. So that's how I.
Did you go to it?
Yeah, I was there.
Oh man, you're so lucky.
It
They only did
was.
a few of them, right? Or like a few years of them, right? Or was
I
it
think it
one?
was only one
Was it?
tour.
I think it was just one, right? Was it 1 year?
I think it was only 1 year because it was 2000, and it was literally 1 month after my band Psychostick got together.
Oh wow.
So we formed the band, and then a month later, I was at Tattoo the Earth, and then I
Wow.
see these dudes. I'm like, "Hey, you're in my new band, aren't you?"
You're in my new band.
But more
Yeah.
recently, it's just like my musical interests. I listen to a lot of like the punk stuff and faster rock and things like that. But
Yeah.
it's been expanding increasingly. So a lot more grind in more recent years and stuff like that. But it's also like I'm super into Punch Brothers, of bluegrass band. So it's
Oh,
like
okay.
super diverse nowadays. But as far as like the really crazy metal stuff, I have my CDs that I bought for the year so
Oh, you
far.
did. What do
So
you
I got the
got?
Big Swear one, as we were talking about.
Yes.
The new Code Orange.
Yes, that's so good.
first of all, if you can even see this on the screen. But
Yeah. No, we can.
yeah, that's super good.
That Code Orange one is great.
Oh, so good.
I feel like they're definitely a band that's like pushing the boundaries, like changing it up.
Yeah, they're doing something different. It's really cool.
Experimental. You hear the acoustic stuff they did? You should look it up. They like recently did like some acoustic. Yeah, I don't know. I saw like a clip of them playing. Like, I think it was one of their songs, and it was acoustic, and I was like, "This is crazy." Like this band is just wild to me. Like they just really, they definitely push the boundaries, and they definitely do their best to change it up and be like, I guess, stand out from everybody else.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they're one of those good ones.
And also, when I was in the UK for the last time, our driver Andy, he
Yeah.
listened to the heaviest stuff.
Really?
And yeah, it was great. So we got along with him really well. But he's always wearing this shirt with this band Vane on it. I'm like,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
And then he's playing it one day. I'm like, what the fuck is this, dude? He's like, this is Vane, mate. You know, like, so I'm like, all right, this is cool. So I had to get that record, and then I saw him. I've seen him twice in Chicago now, and they are like my favorite heavy band right now. They're just so brutal and so good.
I can't even count how many times I listened to that record.
It's good.
Dumb. And they have every riff is amazing. Every drum part.
Yeah, like a 30-second song, just done.
Done, yeah. The drummer's fucking amazing. That's what I really love about that band.
So good.
He's fucking awesome. It's funny, but I found out about that band. You know that that guy, I forget his name, but his company is called Hate56. He does all those live videos.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
Hellfest, right? Like you did the Hellfest videos?
He may have back in the day. I think he did.
Oh, okay.
He's done a lot of stuff like Code Orange. He helps them out a lot. And then just, he goes to This Is Hardcore every year, films every freaking band pretty much. He's great. Right. And I found out about Vane because of he filmed them at This Is Hardcore. And it was cool. before the new record came out. They just had this like 4-song EP or something. And I remember just like coming across it on Facebook and just putting it on, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I just remember and I went to the EP, and I'm like, oh, the EP kind of sounds like garbage. Like the recording is just not that great. And I would just put on the YouTube video and listen to that because it sounded better. And I was like, this band is it. I was just telling everyone like, this is that band. This band's they're gonna blow up, and they did. They're fucking awesome.
Dude, the last time I saw him in Chicago was at Reggie's, and
love Reggie's.
The crowd was just
fucking
so
nuts.
pissed off, and there was like so much energy in the pit and everything.
Yeah.
And this young woman with pink hair, like it was long braided pink hair.
Yeah.
She was throwing elbows, dude.
Damn.
Like over the top, just
fucking wilding out.
Crazy. So kicked her out of the club because she's fucking hurt somebody. So after the show is over, like this is like the craziest show ever.
Yeah.
She like runs back into the club and gets in the face of this bouncer, and he's just like laughing at her, like, "What the hell do you want me to do? You're like you're about to break somebody's nose open."
Yeah, it's like.
Then she started a brawl with all these people in Reggie's after the show was over. And I was talking to the singer from Vane, just telling him how much
he's a nice guy.
Yeah, and we're just looking like, what the hell's happening? The show's over.
Yeah, like what the fuck are you doing?
Just ridiculous.
Some people are crazy, man. But their shows are nuts. I've seen them a couple times in Dallas, and just insane. Same with Code Orange.
Yeah, them too. I saw them together actually.
Oh, you did?
What was that?
Yeah, they toured together a couple times.
Oh, that festival. It was Meshuggah was there. It was some Chicago like open air.
The Chicago Open Air Fest. It might have been that. Was it
a competing one? I don't know.
Yeah, you said Meshuggah played.
Yeah, Meshuggah was there. That was great to see him always.
Yeah, I mean.
But the whole thing got rained out, so the first like 3 or 4 bands got cut, including Code Orange and Vane.
Yeah. Okay.
They set up another show at like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, whatever it was.
I think I remember seeing this on Twitter.
Yeah, it was so impressive to me, just as a musician and as a music fan.
Yeah.
Just to see these guys that care so much. They're like, people didn't get to see us; they paid to see us. Fuck this! Let's do a free show. And they went down to.
Where did they do that? Was it Cobra?
The Metro.
Metro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there before. That's insane.
Awesome! It was so cool to see. It was an incredible show, even though they only played like 20, 25 minutes. They just pumped off just so that people could see them. And I was like,
Exactly.
damn,
It's nuts. That's cool to
we have a
see.
lot of art.
Yeah, I've seen like Knock Loose
In
did
your
that. What's that?
uh, in your chat, they're asking about what is WOGMT. I don't know what that stands for.
Oh, that's the new Ingested record. You
Oh,
ever heard that? You ever listened to Ingested?
no, I don't know them.
Oh, you should check. That's another one you should check out. Death
All right, it's gonna
metal.
make the list.
They're really fucking good. Their new record's great. It's another band I work with. Good guys.
Oh,
They're from the UK.
nice.
Yeah, they're fucking
Honestly, like the
awesome.
most death metal I've been listening to lately is Nile. Like I don't know a
Oh
ton of
yeah,
it, but their last record from what last year?
I think it
Uh,
was last year it came out.
yeah, that I don't know how
I
that
haven't
guitar.
listened to
How
it.
does its arm not fall off?
How does the what not fall off?
The guitar's arm, he's like,
Oh yeah, he's extremely fast. I forget his name, but he's a real. I met him one time at
yeah.
a Nile show, and he was just a nice ass dude. I think it was Summer Slaughter when they did Summer Slaughter a year or
Oh,
two ago.
you had him on Summer
Yeah,
Slaughter?
they were on Summer Slaughter. Yeah,
That's
it was
awesome.
them. Who else was on that Summer Slaughter? But yeah, they were sick. I mean, that band, they just never ever disappoint at
Oh
all.
my god. And the
It's
drummer
one of
too,
those.
like his legs are about to fly off. Like
It's
these are nuts.
like, how do you guys play this shit?
Yeah, I don't know how they're doing
Oh,
that, but it's awesome.
I know, right? So how do we first meet? I guess we can. Well, we can honestly thank Rustin for this.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Yeah, it was
We can
definitely
thank the
Russ,
man for this.
our buddies in years in and everything. They're like, "Hey,
Yeah,
you need to talk to Dan." It's like, "All right, cool."
yeah.
It's,
Because I
it's
remember when I first picked up yours, and I remember Rustin because I was working for his venue, Tomcats,
yep.
and he's like, "Would you want to book our band?" And at the time, I mean, I wasn't booking anything like that. Everything I had was like straight, just death metal or whatever.
Right.
And I was like, I mean, I really like your band, and your live show is fucking amazing. I'm like,
So,
it's just something really new. So I'm like, you may have to introduce me to some people, like on the Comic Cons and gaming, all the conventions and stuff. I'm like, I don't know any of them. I know some of the names for them, but I don't know the people that work for them. But he was just like, yeah, let's just do it. I'm like, okay.
like,
And
yeah.
then, yeah, I was like, and that was cool. That was awesome. And then I just remember him bringing up you guys to me. And I've always known of Psychostick,
Hmm.
but I wasn't like too familiar. And I just remember just being like, yo, check out all these videos. And I remember seeing, the beer song, obviously.
Yeah, that's kind of the one
And
that put us on the map too.
yeah, I feel like that was that. What year did that come out? It's like
Officially, that came
10.
out in 2003, but then we
Wow.
released it, re-released it with Rockridge Music in 2006, and that's when we started getting radio
Oh,
play and whatnot.
that's when you start. Yeah, that's when it started getting noticed. It's crazy.
So
14. Well, yeah,
yeah, independently
14 years ago when
though.
2003. It's crazy. Yeah, I remember just being like, would you work with a band like this? I'm like, yeah, this is sick. I'm like, is that like I've been always like wanted to like change up the raw, like not always just have just death metal or black metal.
Right.
I'm like, I want to like branch out a little bit here.
That's how
And
I feel about just music in general. It's like I love Meshuggah,
know.
but I don't
Yeah,
hear Meshuggah every single day. It's like
no,
they want some variety. So
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I definitely thank Rustin for that.
yeah,
I forget what the first time I saw you guys live. It had to be in Dallas or Fort Worth. Probably Dallas
probably Dallas,
with
probably
yours in or
Tomcats,
something.
honestly.
It could have been Tomcats, something like that, somewhere over there.
I just remember having a conversation with you years ago when we first started looking into the conventions, like
Yeah,
like the gaming conventions and whatnot, because that's completely new world for me personally. Like the anime stuff,
for
it's
you.
just
Yeah,
not my world at all. I'm not a gamer, or I'm not into anime or anything. But
yeah.
I started playing these conventions, and we were talking to you like, "Hey, do you book conventions?" And you're like, "Hell yeah, I'll do whatever. I just
I
don't
mean,
have the
I'll figure it
contacts.
out. Yeah,
Just send them to me, and I'll set it up." So
yeah,
it was a pretty easy
yeah.
transition. But going into that, like doing the first, I'm like, I mean, I have all these other interests, but one of my interests is not anything to do with that world. And so I saw
Yeah.
these people in cosplay and stuff, and I'm like,
What is
what
happening?
monster are you? Like, I don't know.
Do you remember the first convention you played with Psychostick?
Oh,
It had to be so long ago. Or what? I mean, when? Did you guys start playing conventions like not too early on? Were you playing conventions that early on?
Like 2016, 2017, maybe
Oh
something like
wow.
that.
So
Because then we
that
played Fest, and that was the big one
which
for
one?
us.
Mag?
Magfest.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, when we did that, I think that was kind of the eye-opening experience for me because I'm like, oh, they're just passionate about their thing, so I can relate to them if I approach it in a way not where I feel awkward, but I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, show me what your world is about. And then as soon
Yeah.
as you do, they just light up and they're like, oh, all this stuff. They have all this
Yeah.
information about it, and
They
it's
unload it
exciting because
all.
then they can talk about what they love.
Hmm. Was that the biggest convention you guys played? Was it Mag? Or what was
Um, it was up to that point, and then we played Dragon Con in
Dra-
Atlanta, and that was
Dragon Con's big?
yeah, MagFest was like 20 something thousand people attending.
Uh,
Dragon Con, I think it was like 70,
it's,
80,000. It
it's up
was
there. Because
just
that was
crazy.
like last minute too. Because I remember, I forget if it was like Maddie or I forget who in the band hit me up and was like, "Yo," I think it was probably Maddie. It was like
Oh,
Dragon Con wants us, and the Dragon Con was like like a few weeks away. I
yeah.
think it was, and I was like, "Okay, yeah." I'm like, "Who do I contact?"
Yeah.
He's like, "This thing's huge, dude. It's like 60,000 people." I'm like, "Holy shit, what?" And I mean, it worked out great. I mean, that was the same with. I remember when I got the phone call about 70,000 tons of metal needing another band, like
Yeah.
days notice.
So that okay, that's a story right there. What is it?
Yeah,
I think it was 10 days notice, like you said.
yeah, oh yeah, a week, 10 days.
I'm almost certain that you had been pushing them,
Oh,
pushing us on them for like years. And they're like, oh, we don't want this fucking funny
they
metal
just
bull.
don't respond. Like, no offense to Andy, he's a cool guy, and I love 70,000.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But the year that they asked us, I got the impression they're like somebody dropped at the last minute, like 10 days before. They're like,
it was something like that.
God damn it. All right, who do you have, Dan? And you're like, what about Psychostick? And they're like, oh, all right.
Well, it was funny though because I was like, who? I'm looking at my roster. I'm like, what band could do this last minute? Like, who could possibly drop whatever they could have planned in like a week and fly down to South Florida and jump on a ship to go play a couple shows on a ship? And I was just like, literally, the only band I said to Andy was Psychostick. That's all I said back to him. Like, that can get them probably. He's like, okay, check with them.
Dude, that's so funny. And that was just an unbelievable experience, man. That whole thing was just a whole nother world.
It is. I have to go to it when it happens again. I have yet
Dude,
to go.
I'm pretty sure Septic Flesh is on your roster, right?
Yeah.
With
Oh yeah, yeah.
you
Stefan,
know?
my boss, books them.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, they were there, and this is my first time seeing them. I never really been
Oh,
exposed
okay.
to the band before, and I
Yeah.
heard the name. I'm like, that's a cool band name, but I never really looked into them.
Yeah.
Watching them play, and they're just incredible. And the
Band's
singer
amazing.
keeps holding up his metal horn. He's like, "Show us your metal horns," but like that really heavy. I want to say he's
Greek. Greek. Yeah.
that really heavy accent.
Yep.
And I swear, I heard him say, "Show us your tentacles." So excited, like this is the best band I've ever heard. Like, show us your tentacles. They kept saying it, and I that's what my brain was interpreting it
Yeah.
as. And I'm with my girlfriend on the whole thing. I'm like, he just said tentacles again, didn't he? And we're like, yeah, he totally.
He's saying that.
And then after the whole thing was over, they're like, no, he was saying metal horns. I'm like, I wish it was
Really?
tentacles.
It sounded like tentacles.
It sounded like
They have
again.
a thick accent. I had them on. I did a Dark Funeral Septic Flesh tour in what 2018.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I met them was on that tour. This is the first time I saw them ever too. So, and yeah, very Greek, very very Greek accents, and very cool guys. And band's amazing. Band's a great band.
I've noticed that the heaviest, like just most evil sounding bands are always like the nicest dudes.
Yep,
Like they get all
very
their
nice.
aggression out, and they're like, "How you doing, dude?"
Yeah, how you doing? You want a beer? I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
okay. That's the same with like Dark Funeral. When I met them, like nicest guys.
yeah,
And everyone's like, how are they? Like, are they like really
Do they
like hard.
drink your blood or what?
Yeah, I'm like, no, they're just like really normal ass guys
They
actually.
just like that shit.
They're just like some of them are very like they don't really have that many like facial expressions, right? But
Right.
like they're just like really nice. So
So
no
funny.
problems there.
I have one exception though.
What?
So the one time we actually played with Pig Destroyer, it was in 2012. It was our first time,
Oh,
our only time in Calgary, Canada. We were
yeah.
to play Noctis Fest, and it was
Okay.
incredible. It's headlined by Venom,
Oh
and
yeah.
Nunslaughter was there, Black Witchery. I mean, all these
Jeez.
crazy bands.
And Psychostick's on this.
And Psychostick was there. Like we're the only logo you could actually read, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the day after, like it was a
Mm.
couple days for the festival, we played the first night with Pig Destroyer headlining, and so we're on
Yeah.
the same stage as them. That was
That's sick.
amazing.
For
The next
sure.
morning, we're all at the same hotel because they got hotel rooms for all the bands. The next morning, I'm rounding the corner outside of the hotel. It's
Mhm.
going back into the place, and Pig Destroyer is leaving. Like two of the dudes, because I recognize them, and I almost bump into them. And I just like, oh, freeze, because these dudes look absolutely furious.
Oh yeah.
It's
They do
like the
though.
singer and the keyboard or the sound effects guy. I don't know what you call
Yeah. He's like the second vocalist too, I think.
it.
Yeah, right.
It's
Yeah.
those two dudes, and I'm like, oh, and I
Oh,
just freeze, and they're like, excuse me, and they're just like,
excuse me. It's like, oh
and
man,
I'm just
okay.
like, those dudes are real, man. Like they're actually that pissed,
They are
but
that mad.
they were polite.
Yeah, no, I've always heard good things about Pig Destroyer. Always like the guys in the band. They're good people.
Yeah, they seem to be really cool. I haven't really met them aside from almost bumping into
I haven't
them.
either. I just
So
hear, I hear through the grapevine. Everyone's, I'll just be like, "Who's this? How's this band like?" I never met them before. Are they cool
yeah,
people? That's one band I've never had on a tour before. There's a few bands like that I've like always wanted to like get a band on tour with, or like have them on a tour of mine. And that's like
dude,
one of them.
us and Pig Destroyer
I
2021.
know, dude. It would be so. I don't know. Like I feel like I feel like they would be like into it. I feel like there was some talks about. God, I'd have to look on emails because there was like things where I was like pushing you guys for like certain metal bands like grind stuff. And I'm like, this can work.
That's
Or even
too
like
cool.
festivals too, like metal festivals. I'd be like, yo, this band, Psychostick, and some promoters and festival people be like, yeah, that would be a cool idea. Like, like example, like Anthony Stevenson from Come and Take It when he does
Oh
Texas
yeah, I love
Independence
this dude.
Fest. He's like, oh yeah, definitely put him on. And I remember seeing you guys. I think it was Texas Independence Fest or
But that's
Texas.
like Anthrax and everybody, right?
Yeah, that year. Oh, it was so sick. Didn't Killswitch
Awesome.
play? That was the Killswitch one, right? Was it? I can't remember. Anthrax did play, and I think Killswitch did.
I think you're right. Yeah,
There was an outdoor stage.
yeah, that was
Yeah,
totally
it was Killswitch, and I remember you guys played around. I think doors opened at like 2 or 1 o'clock. You
yeah.
guys played around like 5 or 6.
The
Which
sun
is
was
like,
definitely still up.
yeah, the sun was still. You guys played inside, but that was like perfect time because everyone's seen some bands for a few hours, got some alcohol in them, and I
Yeah,
remember Psychostick going on and just the room going nuts.
that was a crazy show, man.
And I'm
Very
like,
energetic.
yeah, very. And I was just like, this is like the perfect band for these festivals. Like Psychostick is that band because I feel like it makes everyone just you throw a band like you guys on in the middle of a fest like that. It just makes everyone light up, smile, laugh their fucking asses off, and just have a great time.
Dude, thank
You
you.
guys do that.
Yeah, somebody pointed out to me not too long ago that we can play on 70,000 tons of metal with Cannibal Corpse and Meshuggah,
Yeah.
and then we can play Warp Tour, and we can
Yep.
play the freaking Gathering of the Juggalos, and then we can play conventions
Yeah.
like furries and
Furries.
yeah, it's just I don't know why, but we get away with
crazy.
so much. Like
You do.
I feel like we're always up to something and we get away with stuff somehow,
Mhm.
and it just continues
Somehow.
to happen.
It's cool. It's awesome because I'll tell people that, like people that are not too familiar with the band, but they kind of know the band. Oh, yeah, I've heard that like this song from them, this or that. And I'm like, yeah, they play like these metal fests, or they go play these conventions, or they go play, just something completely out of the box for them, and it works.
Yeah. I mean,
And it's
I don't think
cool.
Cannibal Corpse would ever be invited to play an anime fest. So
No, It'd be funny as hell.
It'd be
but no.
funny, but it'd be like all the kids
Just
just crying, like, why did they want to eat me?
Especially them. Fucking furries.
Dude,
Yes,
okay, so at Dragon Con,
yeah.
I think
Tell me about Dragon Con.
Yeah, the actual room that we performed in, I think the cap was like 600, even though it was like 70,000 capacity.
Yeah, it's nuts.
But in the middle of the show, there was like one furry dude like in the middle of the crowd, and they were just pitching mosh pits like, "Don't pit, we're gonna shut the show down." So we're like, "Hey, be nice to each other," but at one point we're like, where are all our furries at? And then one furry was like,
where's all our furries, dude? Just one guy? Was it?
That's so awesome. I think the rest of them took their fur suits. I don't know. Fur suits off because it's a concert. I mean, it would be hot.
Why the name Psychostick? That is a good question. I never asked you guys, or actually, I've never read who came up with this name or anything.
It's actually a really boring story, so I usually just lie about it and tell people that I got abducted and the aliens, just...
Yeah, it's something out of... Yeah.
It's just a random name that we thought sounded cool, but...
Really?
If you want to believe an alien, like... it's probably more fun.
Did you just put two words together? That was it, pretty much? Or did you see the word? Did you see it put together?
Oh, no, we didn't see it put together. It was Rob. Apparently, he just woke up at like 2 a.m. Like, I thought of a band name. And then Josh, his roommate, guitarist, he's like, Psychostick? Okay, that's cool. And that's just how it stuck.
That was it. I love it.
Not much thought went into that one.
So, let's see, some back history on the...
But I'm glad they...
Yeah, I appreciate it being spelt right. It could have, they could have done without the H, maybe. Or they could have done, you could have done PSY. Oh, you could have added a K in there. You could have just made it stupid.
Every iteration. We see it without a C or without a K. We sometimes see it with the S switched or without an H or just people just don't know how to spell.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's literally just how you Psychostick.
I don't think it's hard, but I will say this. In the UK, every single flyer was correct. Every single tour, every flyer.
But what about in the US? What you found misspelling? People would misspell it here.
In the US, it's almost every night that it's misspelled. So that's why we always try to send them our actual logo. Like, don't try to spell this.
Yeah, like whenever I would confirm any shows for Psychostick, I would just here is the page, psychostick.com/promo. Don't go anywhere else to find pictures or logos. Just take them from here. I would be very specific.
And they always ignore you and go to Google.
Oh, my God. Or it'd just be old pictures, and I'm like, come on, dude. I just gave you everything in one link. But okay, I'll email you and tell you to switch it again.
Okay.
So what's the history behind the band? Who's all original? Was Matty always original? I feel like he wasn't OG.
So in 2000, Rob, Josh, and I started it with our bass player at the time. His name was Hunter.
Okay,
we had him for a year. And so we switched out bass players multiple times. So it was Hunter, and then Mike for a few years, and then we had Jimmy, and then we got Matty in 2010.
Oh,
so
okay.
The last 10 years we've had Matty.
Last 10 years, Matty.
Yeah, that's the official lineup.
That is it, yeah. I love Matty. It's funny because everything, it happens sometimes with bands I start to work with. There'll be one guy I'm always communicating with, and it switches. And it went from Matty all the time, and then I'm like, Alex. Which is fine.
The TM stuff, because the tour managing, because I don't need to tell you, but just for your stream. I took over the TM stuff because Matty was doing that and merch, and it was just juggling too much. And I had finished school, and I'm like, all right, well,
I want something
else.
I
can do this.
Yeah, I don't got school to do anymore. I mean, handling all that fucking merch is ridiculous.
He's good at it though. He's really good.
He's very on top of it. Everyone I ever friends of mine that see the band or promoters booking the band for the first time are always this merch setup. I'm like, yeah, make sure they have a good spot. Thank you. Just make sure there's fucking room or something for these guys. And if you can, no merch rate, please.
You're killing us with these, not you, but
No, I know.
these damn merch.
Majority of the promoters are like, all right, yeah, that's fine. I'm like, this show's going to do well. You're going to make money. Shut up.
We'll promote it. We'll get people there. We're not asking for a cut of your bar, so just let us own our merch, considering we paid for it and we're selling it. So,
yeah, I've had those combos, and like, a lot of bands are like, yeah, it's all right, we'll deal with it, and like, some depending on, like, I guess it depends on like the promoter. Like, I'll go to them and be like, can we just cut this merch rate, or can you just cut it in half? If the show doesn't do that well, can you just not take one?
Yeah.
And, especially with like bands that are like smaller on the tour, I'm like, yo, they're getting paid $150, or $200.
Exactly.
Can you just not take anything from them? It's like, it sucks.
Especially the up and coming bands.
They're
just trying to eat, man.
Yeah, I'm like, this is everything they're that $150 guarantee, or sometimes even $100. I'm like, that is just gas. And then whatever these guys are making on merch is literally going to be food and some other things. So let's just not take that from them.
That's ideal.
So, yes. Let's see. How's it been streaming on Twitch? How long did you guys start streaming the shows because of the pandemic? Is that when it started, or were you doing? Actually, you were doing a little bit before, weren't you?
Yeah, in late 2019, we started making the transition over to more of the streaming Twitch world, just to kind of experiment with something new, because we've never been to Japan, we've never been to Australia. We have fans in like Germany. We've been to Germany once, so
I know. There's
like fans all over the world that pester us all the time. In a nice way. It's like, hey, come to this town. It's like, we would love to. We just don't have the means to do it at this point. So we wanted to experiment with Twitch, and we did a few experimental shows in 2019, and it was an okay turnout. I think it was kind of, people weren't really ready for that type of thing, because it was more for gaming at that point.
It was,
So we kind of put it on hold, and then pandemic. And when that happened, we're like, you know what? Let's just do this again and see if it works, because why not? It's like, it's either that or just not do anything at all and just be completely stuck.
Yeah.
We already had the infrastructure in place, and Rob did all the video stuff. Rob and Murph did the video stuff, and then Josh, our guitarist, he did all the audio to make it.
Okay.
Because that's a critical part of it.
It is, yeah.
You got to have the audio as well.
Audio has to be dialed in.
Yeah, so as soon as we did that, the first one just blew away our expectations, because everybody's just at home feeling so anxious and just out of control.
Oh, yeah, every feeling in the world.
Yeah, so after that, as of stream number 2 in 2020, we made a conscious decision to donate half of our tips and like the donations to a charity.
Yeah, you changed every week, or?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
We did that on purpose, because it was like a conscious decision to do that, because when people feel out of control, it's really bad. That stress has a negative effect on them physiologically. So we really want to just do, even though it's a small little thing, you're just throwing a few bucks at a charity, it gives you just a little semblance of control. That's very, very important.
Yep.
So people have been incredibly supportive.
I've seen,
it's been really way, man.
Yeah, no, I've seen a few of the streams, and just like the donations, and just like everyone being so supportive, and I'm being blown away by it. I'm like, wow, this is nuts.
It's incredible. We just hit $40,000 donated as of a couple weeks ago.
Holy shit!
So
after just like what, a few months? When did you start the donation? 8 months.
We started donations in like late March, early April.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, dude, that's insane.
Yeah, just once a week, and then
And that's your practice spot, right? Is that your guys' like room, right?
Yeah, that's our like rented rehearsal. We record there now too, because we have all the sound treatment and whatnot.
Yep. So
it's been nuts, dude. It's been so crazy.
Nick said the week they did 5K in donations was absolutely incredible. That's
we
nuts.
Right after the George Floyd insanity, we donated to ACLU.
Oh, okay, great.
And people just rallied behind it. It was really inspiring to see because
Yeah.
you see this shit in the news like day after day, and it's just so fucking depressing. Like seeing how goddamn selfish everybody can
Oh
be.
yeah.
We did that stream, and we're all just kind of like bummed out about the whole fucking world, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we do this stream, and then people are just like, ACLU, yes, we need
Yep.
this. We need some fucking equity in the world. And yeah, we donated that money. It was just incredibly inspiring and just really awesome to see.
Yeah.
So
It's nuts.
yeah, just blew us away, man.
Are you guys doing a stream this week? Thursday?
Yeah, we're starting back up with Josh because we haven't had him for the past like 2 months. He's been out of town.
Oh, it's been 2 months.
Yeah, he's had 2 consecutive deaths in the family.
So bad. So terrible.
First his sister-in-law and then his father. Like,
oh, wow.
God, dude. And he had to like, he was in Texas, came back, and then he's like, oh, my dad fucking died. So we had to go back. And then now he's back.
Now he's back.
And so we're doing our first full band stream in like almost 2 months as of, on this Thursday.
Oh,
so
this
it's going to be
Thursday?
really.
What time you guys start up at usually? Is there a set time?
Every single Thursday, it's always at 4 p.m. Central, 5 Eastern.
Okay. That's awesome.
Same time every week. That way people can't like forget.
Yeah. When you're doing like a stream like that, like a live thing, you got to have a set time.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make a set time for the most, if you can.
Yeah, because I don't know.
Or people will forget. Like if you have a set time, I mean, especially for like a live show, I even do with these episodes. It's like I usually do these episodes around the same time. It's around like literally like 1 p.m. Central our time or 2 p.m. Central. Sometimes some people, are like, yo, can we do later? Which I'm fine with too. But I like doing during the day because I have more energy.
Right. Like I just get tired at night. Like,
exactly. And if I'm doing work during the day, which surprisingly for my job, work has been picking up a little bit. Stuff for like next year, a little bit.
Okay. So now you're like for 2021.
Yeah, like mid 2021 onward. Like people are like, there's talks of things like this band's wants to headline. Who do you have? Stuff like some bands are looking to go out and stuff like that. So obviously that's all just like, okay, we're hoping this is going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a few shows that we pushed back from March, and then it was in August, and we're like, all right, let's just cancel this.
Yeah, that's just like, all right. I had a good amount of bands that are just like, yo, let's just stop rescheduling.
It's kind of a gut punch to the fans too, because
it is, because you're like,
actually I had Code Orange tickets for like April.
Was it the album release show in Pittsburgh, or were they doing a run?
It was the run. It was the one in Chicago, and they're supposed to be there with, I think it was with Jesus Peace.
Jesus Peace?
I think it was them. But yeah, it was their headlining album release tour, and I got tickets for it. I'm all excited. I'm like, fuck. They had to either push it back or cancel it or whatever. But
yeah,
what can you do?
That's all. I mean, I remember I had, so I worked with Zayo. And,
do you? That's awesome.
Yeah, the great guys. And I had them on the Code Orange CD release show in Pittsburgh. It was shit. Code Orange, Every Time I Die. Zayo was on it. There was like 2 or 3 others.
That's
and that got canceled literally the day of or the morning of, right? Or the night before. It was the night before or the morning of, right? And because of the pandemic, because everything got just fucking shut down. So, so they did that live stream, and they did the live stream on Twitch.
That was cool.
And that for that last minute to get, and I'm pretty positive Hate56.
Yeah, it was him.
Yep, he was the one that fucking came through. That dude's a beast. I want to meet him one day because I think he's the coolest fucking guy and one of the most hardworking dudes that does live videos for bands. It's crazy. But anyway, like,
Good.
Oh, he's amazing. Like I said, I mean, when I found fucking Vane for the first time, it was because of him. And I would listen to his live video because it was better recording than their EP. It just sounded way better. And I was like, well, I want to listen to Vane right now. I'm just going to throw on this video in the background and listen to it, right? But, they did that. Crazy shit. But, so like there's talks for stuff next year, which is cool. And there's like, I am, You know, they're going to be doing a live stream show with, I don't think it's even been announced yet. I think it's been announced. Even if it hasn't, they're doing a live stream show at Crowbar, which is fucking sick.
Crowbar, that's awesome.
Yeah, very fucking cool.
I saw them back in Arizona long before we were ever even touring, and it was like my whole chest was just vibrating from that fucking guitar. It's like,
dude, that band is incredible.
Insane.
The singer of Crowbar, Kirk, he did a guest spot on the new Ingested record. Yeah, so
Really?
you got to hear it. It's definitely one of my favorite Ingested songs. It's called Last Breath or Another Breath. Incredible. You'll love it when you hear it. As soon as the song will start off kind of slow, like clean guitars, and then it kicks in, and it kicks into the chorus off the bat, and it's Kirk's vocals, and it's so fucking good. Incredible.
And that's the UK.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, cool.
You'll love them. They're fucking awesome. What up, Mike Knocker? Nice. Let's see. So I know you like grindcore and other heavy music. What are some of your favorites? Like growing up, like what were some of your favorite like metal bands?
Favorite metal bands growing up,
like more in the death grindcore, I guess we could say.
Okay, that kind of stuff I didn't really get into until later on. So
okay,
growing up with like,
well, the new metal, right?
Yeah, I was a lot of like new metal just as an introduction to it, and then I got into Machine Head, and I got into like Nothing Face and bands like that, and that was more my speed. But I was getting a lot more into hardcore than anything else, just because I liked how fast it was, because it had that big punk influence also.
Yeah.
So I started listening to like a lot of Terror and Hope Conspiracy back in the day.
I love Hope Conspiracy. Yeah,
like bands like that. Like that was.
Did you ever watch those Hellfest DVDs?
So awesome. I have that. Yeah.
That's how I got into a lot of those bands. The Hellfest DVDs. Seeing those and being like, who poisoned the well?
Yeah. Like,
even Hope Conspiracy. Every Time I Die. Terror. Hatebreed. It was just like all those bands.
And then in, I want to say 02, 03, something like that, like right as we were just about to put out the first Psychostick record, I was getting into Dillinger Escape Plan, because I heard that first record, and that changed like how I think about music. That calculated infinity. And
that was a game-changing record.
Yeah, totally.
Band in general.
Then, the Mike Patton one came out. The Mike Patton EP came out with them, and I went and saw them in Tucson. I drove down with my buddy Tony to Tucson.
Oh wow!
And saw them play with the Locusts.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Locust.
Oh my god, this is like seeing Dillinger at the Rialto Theater in Tucson.
Yeah,
that was like a life-changing kind of thing. I'm like, all right, this is the band. So
wait, are you from Arizona?
Yeah, I grew up in Phoenix.
Oh okay.
Phoenix, Tempe, like that whole region.
Right. Oh okay.
So yeah, we drove down to Tucson for that. I'm like, all right, that was. I would say probably Dillinger was when I started getting into like really aggressive stuff, because like, oh, you can do that with music? That's
because I feel like they definitely opened a lot of eyes. They opened a lot of a lot of people definitely heard when they heard Calculating Infinity. That was a lot of people. I mean, for me, that was just game changing. I was like, what is this?
Totally. Like it was so abrasive that I didn't comprehend it at first. I'm like, I want to like it, but I don't know if I do. And and I learned how to listen to it in order to enjoy it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was definitely a band that took a few listens to really grasp it and be like, okay, I get this, I think. I understand it. This is fucking wild.
Yeah.
So you wrote a book about touring, right? So what is it called? I got to check this out.
It's called Dichotomies, but the subtitle is Lessons from a College Life on Tour.
Oh, fuck.
So what the book is actually about, it's like kind of a memoir, I guess you could say, about 2011 to 2017.
Okay.
Because that's the time in which I was pursuing my very first college class online on tour, up to the last day of my master's when I gave my graduation speech as valedictorian. So I did all of that shit, in the US and the UK and everything. So that 6-year span, Psychostick played 505 shows. So you can imagine that's quite a bit of juggling.
Oh yeah, that's a lot.
So I try to mix in like funny or insane tour stories with just academic stuff. So it's like a blend of both. It's not one or the other. It's definitely a blend of both.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. Where could we buy this book? Is it?
You can get it on the Psychostick website, but you can also get it on like Amazon.
It is on Amazon and everything? I gotta check it out. Benny was asking about it. I'll just point everyone to psychostick.com.
Yeah, it's on our merch page, but yeah, if you type in my name in Amazon,
it'll come up too.
Yep, totally.
That's fucking awesome. When did you release it? When did that come out?
End of 2019. Here. So I wrote it in October, put it out in November.
Right there. I'll give everyone a direct link.
And we do have signed copies, but only if you get them through psychostick.com/store. Actually, no, that's a better link that you just posted.
Yeah, I just found the direct link.
That's the one. I sign them all when they come in. That way, everybody gets a signed copy. Why not?
Yeah, why not? That's awesome. I read about it, about you coming out. You came out with a book, and I was like, what? I didn't know about this. Why did I know about this right away? Sometimes I just miss things. It happens.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. So what's like your favorite convention that you guys have played? Is there one that sticks out that just you always remember? I was wondering
as far as the favorite convention we do over and over, like consecutively, I would say Too Many Games.
Too Many Games is a great one. Yeah, in Philly.
Yeah, that one's fantastic. But I would say my favorite one-off, is the kind of separate thing, so I don't prefer one or the other. But favorite one-off, just from how wild it was MagFest. That was such a fun time, man, because it was, that's like how I started changing my perspective of conventions and learning how to have fun in that environment instead of just feeling weird and awkward.
Instead of feeling like out of place. I would probably feel out of place too.
Yeah, you certainly. Well, I certainly did it at first, and then I just had to learn how to just like, hey, so tell me about whatever it is that you're wearing, because I don't know what that character is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
They get excited, and they like, oh, this is somebody we can teach about our world, and they got into it.
Which I think a lot of people like love doing that, like love like telling people about it.
Totally.
Which I mean, that's how I guess we are about music. Like if someone came to me and was like, so what is this, like what is death metal, or like what is like grind or something like that, and what do you like about it so much? I would just be like, okay, here, come here. Let's sit down. Let me show you some shit, and let me show you some videos, Let me take you to a show and just really experience it.
I think it's safe to say that everybody on the planet enjoys talking about their interests and like in themselves. So if you just ask them, like, what are you into? Like, what do you like? They're just going to be like, all right,
let's go.
That's all you got to do.
So what else is happening in the world of Psychostick that not many people know yet? Is there anything that...
Well...
writing a record? Writing new music, I assume?
We have so many song ideas. I wrote one song about how Disney ruined my life.
Okay.
And it's not very like heavy or aggressive or anything, but I just made it. It's not quite done, but I have a pretty good chorus, I think, and it's just sort of like a ballad about how you see these people presented in these Disney movies, and then you take it in a literal sense and bring it to the world, and how incredibly absurd it would be. Like, you don't kiss sleeping women. Like, you just
don't do this.
Like, you cannot do that. And like, so I was just like trying to make that funny, like this ruined human being, this adult that's like kissing frogs.
Yeah.
And like, he's lion cub. And just all this shit, just like making that like this like a literal take of Disney movies. And then basically like, no one wants to be the mouse guy's wife, or like no one wants to be the mouse guy's wife. That's like a line from the and how it just, if you take it and it's just too much, it's like too much of your personality, you'd just be like, you're a weirdo, get away from me.
So does everyone in the band like all write songs for the band? Is there like everyone has like their own input ideas, I assume?
Yes, but it's not proportionally it's not exactly the same with each person. Like
I figured that.
I might do like a song or two per album.
Yeah.
Josh might do like 6 or 7, because Josh is, I would say, our primary songwriter.
Okay.
But when it comes to the individual parts, I obviously have a very heavy hand in the drum parts, and I might have a little bit of a, influence with like lyrics or whatever here and there. So it kind of just depends on the song. But usually there's like one person in charge of the song, and they bring it to the group. Like, all right, I did 80% of it. Let's flush the rest of it.
Yeah, that's fucking rad. So that's cool. So you guys think you'd have a new record out next year, maybe?
Well,
who knows?
It's possible. Yeah, I don't know.
The last one came out, what was it?
2018?
18.
Yeah.
It's always hard to remember when I think of like, when was this tour? Or when did this band come out with their last record? What year is it right now?
Where am I?
What day of the week and what time and where the fuck am I?
The dumpster. Oh no.
Didn't you what's the dude, I've listened to it before and it's like your side project, that grind band. Or like that heavy band you have. What is it called again?
It's called Deaders.
Deaders.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? I don't know. I remember listening to it.
Are you talking about Evacuate Chicago or Deaders? Like, I have a couple different projects.
How do you spell Deaders? Like how you think you would?
Debt is in DEBTORS.
Oh.
We got the name because I had just taken a psychology class and learned about sleep debt.
Okay.
And it hit home for me because what I realized is that when you don't sleep and you continue to not give yourself enough sleep, you acquire this debt of sleep. Like, you have to pay it back.
Yeah, you do.
And so when we started working on this debtors thing, we were just like 3 or 4 days of nothing but just crazy metal. And that's all we did. And we didn't sleep enough. We're like, let's just call it Deaders.
Who's in the band besides you?
Just me and Murph. Murph. My friend Jesse McIntyre from he was originally in Screaming Mechanical Brain.
Damn, that sounds very familiar.
Yeah, we toured with them back in the day like 4 or 5 times. They're really awesome. They broke up a time ago.
I just found it. Screaming Mechanical Brain, right?
Yeah, fucking awesome band.
2004. Oh shit.
Yeah, that was a while back.
That was. I'm gonna listen to that after this.
Actually, Josh mixed one of their albums, like the later one.
Which one was it? The Possession? The Process? I can't read right now. The Process of I don't know that word. There's only one on Spotify. So
really?
There's only this came out in 2004. The Process of Assimilation or something.
Assimilation. Oh yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I think Josh did Policy of Unilateral Hate.
Oh, okay.
It's like a rainbow pentagram. Like, it's the best cover you could possibly ever want.
A rainbow pentagram?
Yeah, they're like, fuck it, this is what we're doing. They really don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck about this. Did Deaders ever play any shows?
No, we never did. We just blasted out a few songs and recorded it and
called it a day. I feel like you gave me a physical copy of it. Was there physicals?
Yeah, we printed up physicals.
You did. I think, yeah. I remember I feel like you gave me a copy of it. I don't know where, but I don't know if it was like because I remember seeing you guys in Chicago once. I came up to Chicago for like a week, which was great. That was at Reggie's. That show was fucking awesome. At the side room of Reggie's.
Side room.
He's like, they're going to put us in the bit. I'm like, it just wasn't available. He's like, it's fine. It was a sick show. There was like, I don't know, like it was packed. I remember being packed and being like, damn, this is nuts.
It was a rowdy ass show, man.
Mm-hmm. I love Reggie's, man. Great fucking place. What's your favorite Psychostick song to play? Do you have one? Is that a hard one?
Practicing yesterday, and we were doing Passive Vengeance. That's a fun one to do.
That's a good one.
I would say probably my favorite song out of the whole catalog is probably Minimum Rage.
Minimum Rage.
The song about having a shitty fast food job.
Oh, that's a good.
So it's like really personal because we've all had that job.
Oh man,
when I was like 16.
Oh yeah, I think the fast food job I worked at, it was called Planet Wings. So it was like a Buffalo Wild Wings, but way smaller, way smaller, and that was an interesting job.
It sucks.
Everyone knows it sucks. I love food, but I don't want to work around it. I don't want to do that ever again. Or retail.
Or retail, yeah. Oh.
Fuck retail.
especially now with people just being such dicks to each other.
Oh my god, that's the last thing I would want to do right now.
Yeah, screw that, dude.
So Maddie's been streaming too lately. Not too
Yeah,
much, but he started to.
yeah, he's been doing his own his own single stream. I don't know the term for
Yeah,
it. Apparently, it's picking up, and people are really
it looked
enjoying it.
awesome. Yeah, he had good viewership. Like a lot of people were coming through and everything. It was awesome.
Yeah,
He
and every
started.
time he does it, it's like more people come too, because the sound gets better every time,
Yeah,
and it's awesome to see.
upgrading some stuff.
Hmm.
That's awesome. Hell yeah. Well, dude, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me,
Yeah,
man.
man. I like to, I don't like doing these more than like an hour or so. Keep it
Right.
short to the point. In a sense, short. An hour is fine. But I
I wasn't
just
getting tired or anything.
a lot of my friends didn't really know about Psychostick, and I'm like, I always post about him. Fucking listen to him. A lot of friends like I haven't still like even today. I'm like, yo, stop it in the stream. There's probably a few of the guys here, and I was like, just go to psychostick.com and just watch their videos, or just go to YouTube and watch them. You will fucking
Oh, we'll beat you up.
oh, they will beat you up. So let's end it with that. Thursday on the Psychostick Twitch at you said 4 p.m. Central,
Yep,
right?
that's it.
5 p.m.
Yep.
Eastern, the live show. Who are you guys donating to this week? Do you just announce day of?
We usually announce day of. We
Okay,
might be doing it's the California Wildfires Fund
good.
or something like that. I forget the
Yeah,
name exactly, which is appropriate considering my background, but
yeah,
it's just shit's crazy out there, man. Like
it
so we're
is.
trying to do what we can to help out our fellow human beings.
Yes, yeah. I have a lot of friends that live up in NorCal.
Oh, okay.
A
So
lot of friends up
so
there.
you're helping your friends then. I feel good about that.
Yeah, a lot like my friend Andrew that's in here, Sigma Cult era. You ever heard of the band Fallujah?
Yeah, I've heard them.
Yeah, he's the drummer.
Oh shit, what's
Yeah,
up, dude?
Sigma Caldera right there. That's Andrew. Great guy. He
That's
lives up
awesome.
in NorCal. Friend Joel, a bunch of friends that that we're like in group chats with. We do Twitch and stuff and whatnot. But I always wake up to like the texts or in the group chats and just seeing like the air quality, like the
Uh,
screenshots of what the air quality is, or like my friend Joel. I remember like last week, I think it was, he sent like a video of him outside and it's like fucking orange and there's ash everywhere.
that's so crazy, man.
Yeah, he said, yeah, he's like, we're pretty much all safe from the fires for the most part. Yeah, but air quality is bad right now.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you're, relatively safe from that stuff.
Yeah,
That's no joke, dude.
it is no
Like
joke right
house
now.
fire is one thing you can get out, but when
For
the whole
sure.
landscape is inflamed, that's intense, man.
It's nuts. And I'm also in Eddie from Suicide Silence, the singer. He streamed. He started streaming recently. Great
Nice.
guy. He's like one guy like I never really knew before. Like we never met. But we always knew each other. But anyway, I'm in his like Discord server, and I forget her name. I think her name's Des or something. Anyway, she was just telling us about how like they had to evacuate, and
Yeah.
she like can't go back for her like animals, like horse. I think she has like horses and stuff. I could be wrong.
It's
And she
devastating.
tried going back. I believe they're okay right now, but like she tried getting back there to get her animals, and like they wouldn't let her back. And
Damn.
and I'm just like, bro, I don't even know what I would do. I don't even know what I would do. I'd lose my mind,
And
dude.
Rosie, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. But I think she has like farm animals.
Shit,
Like
dude.
that would be like just devastating. I wouldn't even know what to do. So I
Yeah.
feel for all of them. I remember, I think it was last year, not to keep this going, everyone, but this is, crazy shit happening. I think it was last year, this other agent, Dan Rosenblum, his house burned down.
Fuck.
Yeah, and he's down in he's in SoCal, LA area, and his house burnt down. I remember waking up and seeing his post about it and a picture of it, and I'm like, wow.
Dude.
Luckily, they weren't there. They had to evacuate and everything, and that's just what happened.
So they're all physically
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, they were fine. Everything, yeah, I mean, they lost like fucking everything, but
Yeah.
luckily they weren't there and they were out of there. But you know, when that happens to someone it's kind of like very, even like more eye opening.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you're just like, holy shit, man. I know him or her or whatever, and it's like that just happened. So
That's how I
crazy.
feel about like COVID and everything too, because our bass
Yeah,
player,
Maddie
like
had it.
COVID, and he dealt with it a lot better than some people do who are, you know, he didn't die basically. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
it makes it real, you know? It's just crazy.
It does make it real. It makes it definitely way more eye opening. And I think like even my girlfriend Megan, I think she had it at one point, not severe,
Yeah.
but there was a point like months ago where she was very sick and she got through it. And then recently, probably like a month ago, she got tested for COVID because she thought she had it, and it came back negative. But she was like, "I'm pretty sure I had it again."
Shit.
So it's like it's hard. I didn't get any symptoms.
That's good at least.
Which is crazy. Like, yeah. So, but it's crazy shit. So, I mean, all I've been doing, dude, honestly, is just staying home. Go to the grocery store, go get gas, dog food. And that's really it.
I mean, that's the right thing to do because you're respecting people who are putting their lives at stake, trying to help everybody stay healthy. Exactly. So, like, the medical professionals are like, please, just don't be a dick. Just stay home as much.
I can go on about it too, even with like having, like even like having my girlfriend who works at a hospital, like I can go on about like people that like fucking complain about wearing masks, but we don't have to get into that. Just wear your freaking mask so we can go back to normal soon and I can get Psychostick back on the fucking road for all of you.
Yeah, and then I can see my girlfriend because she lives in Canada. I haven't seen her since fucking February because people won't go.
Man.
So
damn, yeah. I'm sorry, dude. Damn it.
But like I said before, it's like I'm healthy. It's healthy. We're both employed. We're doing fine.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it sucks, but my house isn't burning down. You know, it's
exactly. Things could be a lot worse.
Exactly.
Things could definitely be a lot worse.
Exactly.
All right, man. Well, we're gonna end it here. I'm gonna go raid somebody. I think.
Away.
Let's see. Who should we raid? Everybody. Who's online right now? So let's see. There is. Oh my god. Fallujah. He's not streaming right now. I would. My friend Bastion's on. You got. You ever heard of Young Gun on Twitch? He's a really cool dude. He actually like lives in Austin. Well, not in Austin. He lives like an hour north of me. He does a lot of like music streams and stuff. Cool fucking guy. Should I do Young Gun, Sigma, or Andrew? I don't know why I'll call you by your fucking username when I know your real name. Should we do Young Gun? He's cool as fuck. So let's do it. Let me open up Raid channel. He's supposed to. I think he's going to be on the front page of Twitch tomorrow. I could be wrong on the day, but I think it is tomorrow. Yeah, he posted about it on Facebook last night.
That's big, man. That's huge.
Yeah, it's big for him. He's a partner. He became a partner not long ago, so it's fucking rad.
That's super cool.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we're going to raid him. Alex, thank you for coming on.
Thanks appreciate it. Man.
Thanks, everyone, for stopping by. Go check out Psychostick. Pick up Alex's book. It's on the Psychostick website.
Hell yeah.
And then Thursday for the Psychostick stream.
We'll be there talking shit.
Talking shit. Yeah, I'm definitely going to stop by this one.
That's what you do.
That's what we do. Hell yeah, dude. All right, here we go. We're going to rate them now. And then I'm going to stop my stream. And 1 second.